We want to tell you about this huge event this weekend in Rio Rancho. It's the 10th annual Pork and Brew event out in Rio Rancho, and I've got a couple of guys here to tell you about what this thing is about, and I had no idea until just a few days ago this is actually a very competitive barbecue event. Let me introduce you guys first of all. Matt Geisel is with the city of Rio Rancho with business relations, and you're kind of responsible for the Star Center activities with the city out there. Matt, good to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. And this is the man here, right?
This is the man. There's no doubt about it. The godfather of barbecue in New Mexico.
Ruben Gomez is the. Do you like this title, Ruben? The godfather of Pork and Brew?
Well.
You kind of started this, is what you did.
Yes, I did.
And you yourself are a competitive barbecue guy.
Right.
You have a team that competes, and give me some of your credentials here. You've placed in some of the biggest barbecue competitions in the country.
Yes, the first event I ever won was at Taylor, Arizona, which is a smaller competition. But I've competed all over the United States. I competed all over the South. And then I came in first in ribs under Kansas City barbecue Saturday rules in Memphis. I mean in Murfreesboro, Illinois. And then I came in. There's two events in one. It's Kansas City and Memphis barbecue.
This is like the major leagues of barbecue,
right? The two major leagues. The only difference between one and the other is that Kansas City Barbecue Society has more categories. Memphis is strictly pork.
Look at you. He's put New Mexico on the barbecue map.
He's put New Mexico on the barbecue map, and he's put barbecue in my mouth, so I can't complain every time he feeds me. I just complain he doesn't bring more beer when he gives me the food. So.
Pork and Brew has turned into this massive event. Describe it for us. It's out at the Star Center, and give us paint us a picture, Matt.
Of course. Well, yeah, Pork and Brew is definitely it's a hallmark cornerstone of Rio Rancho. It's one of the things that we're known for. We're going on our 10th year, and Ruben can tell you the story of how we came up with the idea originally. It's actually started before I even lived in Rio Rancho. I moved here 8 years ago. But it's a big event. We draw between 15,000 and 20,000 people over the 3 days. This year, it's in our 10th year. We wanted to celebrate the history of Pork and Brew, but also set up the event for the next 10 years. And so we're migrating to what we call an indoor-outdoor event. Historically, it's always been outside. This year, we're going to have a portion of the event inside the Santa Ana Star Center and a portion outside.
I see.
Back when we had the event in March, everyone said it was too cold. Then we moved it to July, and everyone says it was too hot. So we went with, having the inside component to us gives us an opportunity to have a climate-controlled environment, a weather hedge, so it's an event rain or shine. So inside the event center, you have the live entertainment, beverage service, jolly jumpers for the kids to play around, large dining area, eating area. Also, there's some vendors, some arts and crafts vendors. Outside is where all the food will be sold. So you can purchase your food, walk around, come inside. Also outside, we have a chainsaw carver. We have some water rides, wet rides for the kids, water slides, things of that sort. We have some of the local microbreweries and the local winery serving beverages outside. So we're real excited. It has a nice promenade street feel in the front parking lot of the Santa Ana Star Center, an opportunity to mingle, go inside, go outside, get some food. If you get a little too hot, you go inside, cool off.
What a great idea.
Yeah, we're real excited about it.
That's a great idea. And it's also a competitive barbecue event. Now, you have teams coming in from all over.
From all over. We've had teams here before from New York, from Minnesota, from Michigan, from Florida. And I guess those are the furthest states. And then, of course, California, Arizona, Colorado.
Kansas, Oklahoma.
And this is a sanctioned event. Now, the winner of this event gets to do something pretty special.
The winner goes to the American Royal in Kansas City, which is the big event for Kansas City Barbecue Society.
The Super Bowl.
There's about 850 competitors.
Whoa.
At that one. And then by invitation, he can also be invited to the in Lynchburg, Tennessee, to the
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Fantastic. Now, make no mistake, it's very competitive with these teams. They take it very seriously.
Oh, it's beyond serious. So there's they have a turn-in process, so there's a 10-minute window. So there's 4 categories, as Ruben mentioned, you know, chicken, pulled pork, and what are the other?
Ribs and shoulder.
And shoulder.
Pork
so they have a 10-minute turn-in. So these guys will start setting up, and you know they're setting up today.
Yeah.
They'll pace, they'll time. They'll figure out how many steps it is from their location to the turn-in, so they can calculate how long it takes them, because the food continues to cook when it's in the container. So they're thinking about all these things about the perfect presentation when they turn it in. And then on top of that, there's guys who will, you know, they're lobbying to change their spot within the layout. They get closer. I mean, they're very competitive. It's a friendly rivalry. There's a lot of camaraderie between the competitors, but they take it, you know, dead bone serious. There's guys who use technology, laptops, to monitor the temperatures. There's other guys who are old school who sleep on top of the smoker to tell how hot it is. I mean, it is really, really neat what they do.
Now, can people eat what they're cooking, or is that a strictly separate thing?
Well, we have 2 sides of the event.
Yeah.
We have a consumer side, and many of the we have 17 barbecue vendors.
Yes.
And all 17 of those who are selling to the public also compete. Individuals by the name of, you know, Ed Romero is a local guy who does really well. Texas Rib Rangers, which is one of the biggest guys in the country, and Ruben's known them for years. So we have you know, participants who compete and vend, and then we have a sector that only compete.
I see. Wow.
Anything to add to that, Ruben?
No, that's pretty much it. What I think that this event this year is going to, because of having the dual indoors and outdoors, is going to be pretty good. You know, we used to have a bigger event when we had it in March, but when they changed it to 4th of July, people already had, some of the competitors already had their plans, and they go to other events. So, you know, either cancel
So you had to get on the map for a while.
Yes, right. When it's by appointment. The time is by appointment by Kansas City Barbecue Society.
Now, how did you get into the competitive barbecue scene?
Well, I was a chef, and then I got to seeing what barbecue was all about, and I saw how easy it was to do, and so I got into it. And I went to the judging school first, and I learned how to prepare, how to present it, and then after that, the cooking is technique.
What was your specialty? Ribs?
I do pretty much everything. I do brisket, I do ribs, I do the shoulder, and I do chicken. Is my worst. The best I've ever done in chicken is 5th place. But all the rest I've won all the other categories.
You've won all those other categories before.
And then I teamed up. Due to health reasons, I had to get out of the competition, big time competition. So what I did, I joined with a good friend of mine in Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, and we formed a team. It's called Twyford Barbecue. And we compete under that name. I only compete twice with him, and that's in Memphis and in Murfreesboro, Illinois. And those are fun events.
I was asking you before the show, it's a little different for all these barbecue competitors to see somebody from New Mexico show up and do well.
Right. Yeah, that is. And but you know, once you get in there, it's you commingle, and it seems like everybody wants to meet you. Everybody wants to tell you their secrets. You know, this is my secret, and don't tell anybody else. But here it is. You know, and really everything's basic. You know, the rub is a rub, and sauce is sauce. You know.
But it's funny you say that, Larry, about, you know, meeting someone from New Mexico. One of, I think, the coolest things about, you know, the barbecue side, and this is my 4th year working with the event, is it's really a cross-section of America. And that sounds a little bit of a cliche, but when you get out there, you have guys from the South, you have guys from the Midwest, you have people from the, you know, from the West Coast, you have every ethnicity you can imagine competing. You know, we have a lot of Native American competitors, obviously, here in New Mexico. We have people from the South. I mean, just everything. It's just you know, it's not, you know, it's just it's a really neat blend in how it comes together, and it's food that brings people together, and you know, that's kind of been that theme over the history of the world. Food brings people together and gets people to get along and have fun, and you see that right there happening in front of your eyes at Pork and Brew.
July 5, 6, and 7.
That is correct.
Starting tomorrow out there. And what are the times?
We start at 11 a.m. all 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 11 a.m. We go till 8 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and we wrap up at 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Oh man, you're gonna have a big crowd out there. That's gonna be fun.
It's going to be a blast. We welcome everyone to come. It's going to be a great time, a great way to cap off the long weekend. Enjoy some great food, some great music, great live entertainment. It's family-friendly, affordable entertainment. Great beverage as well. We have, like I said, we have 2 local microbrews from Rio Rancho and a local winery as well.